All right, recording. All right, guys, so tonight we're going to talk about failure and some of the misconceptions about failure. So let me share my screen. Share screen. Okay, y'all can see that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Looking forward to failure. And is failure really that bad? I'm going to argue that it's not that bad. Question for who's here? Who's read Failing Forward? Or Go for No?
Me.
Both good books. Go for No took me about 45 minutes, just to put it out there for anybody who hasn't read it. It's like a super quick read, so, and it's really, really good. All right, so let's ask ourselves some questions. Do you ever put off doing something because you're not sure how it's going to turn out? I'm going to move this. Hold on. Sorry. I can't read my stuff. Here we go. Do you avoid situations where you'll have to try something new in front of people? And have you ever put off doing something you know will improve your life, even though you have no good reason not to do it? Pretty much, I think all of us can say yes, at least to one of those, if not all three, at some point in life, because failing seems like it sucks, like it's uncomfortable, and most of this stuff means you probably might fail. So we just don't do it because we don't want to even come into that situation. But why exactly are we afraid of failing? Number one, we might appear to be a loser, which who wants to look like a loser? Like, none of us want to look like a loser. So it's that fear of coming across as not being able to master something, right? Also, because of our particular job that we do here with Beachbody, we're going to broadcast that failure to all of social media. So it's like, not only are the people in your immediate circle going to know that you failed, and you're going to know that you failed, but everybody else who might possibly follow you on Facebook is going to see that you failed. Yay! And we fear that we will fail at doing something the first time we do it. And it ends up making us feel like we're not going to be credible for whatever that thing might be. So if we don't conquer it, then someone might think, oh, she doesn't know, or he doesn't know, what he's talking about. So some of these reasons are a few of the reasons that we are afraid of failing in the first place. This is not an exhaustive list. There's many other reasons, but these are a few that, oh, and then we think about what happened to us as kids when we failed. I thought this was really interesting because I was reading some stuff from a psychological perspective on failure. And one of the topics that was brought out was when we fail as kids, like say we, don't win, or we don't do our homework right, or we don't clean our room right, it is associated with negative stuff, right? Like your parents discipline you, or your team is disappointed in you, or whatever the case may be. So as kids, when we fail, we tend to get in trouble or have some sort of punishment that comes along with it. And so as we get older, subconsciously we end up associating those emotions with failing, which is kind of an interesting way to look at it, because I never really thought of it that way, but it's very true. Huh? Hold on, guys. It's okay. Sorry. Okay. All right, so the truth about failing as an entrepreneur. The fastest way to succeed is to jump in and make things happen and be okay with failing repeatedly. So the truth about failing as an entrepreneur is that it actually ends up helping you to be successful. Because the thing about failure when you're an entrepreneur is it means that you're trying things to see if it's going to be effective. And then as long as you're okay with failing, you can continue to learn from those moments where you're like, oh, that was like crappy. Like we all have made that post that like bombed like crazy, and literally it got zero interaction, like no likes, no comments. You're just like, dude, I thought that was a pretty good post. Like, okay, then whatever, and then it's kind of like, what did I do wrong? But as long as you look at those moments as a way to grow, then that failure ends up turning into a success and a motivation for you as an entrepreneur. And truly success can only come from failure. Think about when kids are learning how to walk. The only way they're going to figure out how to do it is if they fail over and over and over again and fall and fall and fall. So we have to get out of that mindset that failure is where we stop Instead, the failure can really push us forward if we allow it to. And curiosity naturally leads to failure. And hopefully, as entrepreneurs, we're curious. We want to see what's going to work, what's not going to work. You know, what happens if I do this over here? What happens if I add this to what I'm doing? You know, there's a lot of curiosity that comes into what we do as entrepreneurs, which is why a lot of people don't really trust it, because it's a lot of like, ooh, let me just see, like something shiny over here, let me try this. But having that curiosity naturally leads to failure, because you're going to try things over and over again. But if you go back to the first two, that failure can then lead you into the successes that'll come after it. So failure really is an asset, honestly. If you allow yourself to fail over and over again, you're only developing your character and your strength and your resiliency the more that you allow yourself to fail. And failure should never, ever be confused with quitting. When you fail, it does not mean that's the end of the road. Failure simply means that that particular thing that you tried to do at that moment didn't work for that time. It might end up working later, maybe. But for now, you need to revisit whatever it is you're trying to do and figure out another way to make that thing happen. So as long as you don't let the failure be what makes you quit, it's not going to be quitting for you. It's just going to be a moment in the road that you can come over. The biggest truth is that each failure gets progressively easier. This is so true. I think that we're so scared of the objection, of the ghosting, you know, someone stops responding to you or doesn't respond at all, that sometimes we don't even start those conversations because we're afraid of that's going to happen. And sometimes it does, but if you don't let that stop you, then each time you do it, it gets easier and easier, and you start to develop this thick skin, and stuff doesn't really impact you the same way. It kind of rolls off your back, which is kind of cool, because then you're building up different ways of handling things that are difficult, ways that you failed. If you get objections, you learn different ways how to, you know, correctly respond to them. So the more that you fail, it actually ends up being easier the more you do it. So typical reactions to failure is to quit, to blame, and to grow. So the first two are kind of negative, right? So if you fail, a lot of people quit. And that's what I think is really sad about this business. Like Kim and I talk about this a lot offline, you know, that a lot of people, they fail, maybe they fail for like a month straight, you know, and then they just quit. And it's like, dang, you didn't even give yourself time to like learn from those mistakes. You just let that get into your head that you're not going to be successful, and you walk away before anything even started, you know, and it's so frustrating when that happens. So it's a common reaction to failure, but we have to know going into what we're doing that it's going to happen, and we can't let quitting be the first thing that we do. Secondly, we can blame. I think about Laura Mendenhall and the video that she did in the income surge, and how she was talking about like her income changed so drastically this last year. And the first thing she did was she turned around and blamed her team. Like, well, they are not doing this, they're not doing that. And instead of doing that, what she eventually ended up doing was, you know, doing a lot of self-reflection and figuring out what it was with her orchestration of her business that she could have done better, that could potentially, you know, have changed the impact that had on her business that year. So blaming is kind of a way to not take responsibility, which is easier, right? We don't want to take responsibility for it. So it's easier just to blame and try to deflect what might have gone wrong to someone or something else. And then lastly, we can grow, which is really the best thing we can do from failure. Because if we're not going to grow from it, it's kind of pointless to go through it, really. I mean, and that's with anything in life. I feel like if you don't allow yourself to come out of it with some sort of lesson, like what was the point of going through it in the first place, in my opinion, you know? And if you should be able to share that with someone else too. If you're not willing to like let your failure help someone else who's willing to listen, then it's kind of in vain. So you can really grow from a lot of the failures that you go through. So this is an interesting little comparison. So the most successful failures, which is like an oxymoron, right? But the most successful failures in history. Thomas Edison, whose teachers told him he was too stupid to learn anything, went on to hold more than 1,000 patents, guys, and invented the movie camera. Hello, we all go to the movies. Like, what if that wouldn't have happened? Like, what if he would have given up? Oprah Winfrey, who was fired from her first TV job as an anchor in Baltimore, is now worth $2.9 billion and is the richest woman in America. Walt Disney, who was fired from a newspaper because he lacked imagination and had no good ideas, Nothing further needs to be said about Walt Disney, I don't think. Steven Spielberg, who's rejected by the USC School of Cinematic Arts multiple times. He now is a 3-time Academy Award winner. And I mean, we all know Steven Spielberg. Isaac Newton failed miserably at running the family farm. His mother pulled him out of school and made him run the family farm, and he was awful at it. Like, he killed all their crops. Like, he was awful at running the family farm. And, you know, he ended up being one of the greatest scientists of all time. Einstein, as a child, had some difficulty communicating and learning in a traditional manner. I thought this was really interesting because if we look at people who are geniuses, a lot of the time they do things very differently than other people, you know, and that's kind of like us as entrepreneurs. Like, we do things different than other people do. And sometimes that comes across as not right to a lot of people, you know, but it doesn't mean that we're doing anything wrong. It just means that we're not necessarily doing anything a traditional manner. So we're kind of like Einstein. And Fred Astaire, who got feedback from an executive in one of his first screen tests that said, can't act, can't sing, slightly balding, and can dance a little bit. That one cracked me up because he's like a Broadway legend, right? So this is like one of his first screen tests. Like, if he would have given up, if any of these people would have given up in the first time that they failed, where would those people be? Where would we be in some of these situations? You know, a lot of these people have direct impact on our life from an entertainment perspective and, you know, from a technological perspective. So it's pretty interesting. I love this quote from Chris Hardwick. He is a comedian, actually, a stand-up comedian. And he says, no human ever became interesting by not failing. The more you fail and recover and improve, the better you are as a person. Ever meet someone who's always had everything work out for them with zero struggle? They usually have the depth of a puddle, or they don't exist. This is really cool, I think, for us, because so much of what we do is being real with people, right? And coming off as vulnerable. So we're not interesting if we're not failing. If we're doing everything right and we're, you know, constantly on point with our nutrition and never making mistakes, or we are and we're not sharing it, we're missing out on valuable opportunities to connect with the people that we're trying to connect with, because to them, it looks like we're doing everything right. We're totally not interesting. Like, they're not connecting with us at all. So this is kind of that perspective of being very vulnerable on social media and allowing yourself to share those struggles and those failures with the people who are watching. What? Hold on. Sorry. Previous. Okay, so time to get inspired. This is a quick little 5-minute video, and I hope the audio works.
If you think it's gonna be easy, if you think you're just gonna get that business started without any trials or tribulations, forget about it. Don't even try to be successful. It's a wrap. It's not.
Can you guys hear that? Okay.
Going to be easy, but I want you to feel that pain going through your body.
Whoop, sorry guys, jeez. Sorry. Well, we get to hear Eric from the beginning again. I know Shane likes Eric.
Yes.
Okay.
I love meeting.
It's gonna be easy. If you think you're just gonna get that business started without any trials or tribulations, forget about it. Don't even try to be successful. It's a wrap. It's not going to be easy, but I want you to feel that pain going through your body. As pain leaves your body, guess what's gonna take its place? Success. And so you gotta change your mindset. All right? We gotta stop looking at pain as if it's something negative. All right? Listen to me. If it was easy, everybody would do it. No pain, no gain. But I guarantee you, if you can outlast pain, if you can get through that pain, if you can get through that discomfort, all right? If you can outlast that discomfort, I guarantee you, baby, on the other side of it is success. Pain creates the prize. All roads to success, you gotta go through pain. They offer success. When you travel down success, you gotta go through the road of pain, baby. I told you before, if it was easy, everybody would do it. And you keep talking about the mistakes. You keep talking about the past. You keep talking about your trials. You keep talking about your situation. And I want you to know that everybody that's ever been great, everybody has had an obstacle to overcome. They've had a barrier that they had to climb. There is no individual who's ever reached success and he didn't have to go through an obstacle or a barrier to get there. Listen to me very closely. Sometimes it's going to be hard. Sometimes you're going to look all around you and nowhere do you see success. Nowhere do you see anything that remotely looks like success. But you got to embrace the fact. You got to believe that all there is to happen right now. If you keep pushing, guess what? One day is going to be your day. It only takes one extra push-up. It only takes one extra mile. It only takes one extra grade. It only takes one extra effort. It only takes one extra something to get you to where you're trying to get to. And the goal is you got to go a little further than the man who's trying to get what you're trying to get. Because whatever discomfort you experience, you got to handle it. Make a declaration to yourself. Declare all out war that you're going to get out of this rut. You got to go up in there and wrestle with it. Will it be easy? No. Will it be challenging? Yes. What do you want me to tell you? That it's going to be a picnic? No, it's not. It's going to kick your butt? Yes, it is. I said to myself, I will never go back to this again. I said I will never be treated like that again. I will never go through what I went through again. Are you going to want to die? Yes, that's a part of it. But that's just what you must go through in order to get to where you want to go. And guess what? You're strong enough to do it. You're strong enough. And your life is worth whatever you have to go through. This dream you got, whatever you want to do, will it be easy to just run out there and do it? No. Will it happen overnight? No. Will it be a struggle? Yes. Will there be times when you can't make ends meet? Yes, that's a part of it. Will there be times you won't know what to do? Yes, that's a part of it. There was days I didn't want to get up. There was days I didn't want to put my clothes on. There was days I didn't want to face the world. Are you hearing what I'm saying? But this is only the beginning. This is not the end. This is not where I want you to be for the rest of your life. Decide that you're going to begin to live life on a new level, seeking out new horizons, that you're going to find more love and more joy. You can either live your dreams or live your fears. You have got to get to the point where you say, I'm sick and tired of living like this. There's got to be more. I choose to fight back. These walls are here for a reason, to weed out the weak. And you either validate it or you tough it out. It's the pain that creates the pride. Do you hear this? This is your calling. This is your awakening. This is where you are reborn. So it's time to step up. Time to take it to the next level. Time to do it. Stop thinking about it and just do it. Stop with this over-analyzing, the rationalization, weighing the cost, the energy, the effort, the time, the what ifs, and just take action. Do it. Take it. It's yours. I know something about you. I know you're not a quitter. I know you're a survivor. I know you're a survivor. You're watching me right now. I know something about you. You're a survivor. So I want you to get off this. I want you to cut it off. I want you to go in the mirror. I want you to make the rest of your life the best of your life.
All right, so that's a little bit from Eric Thomas and a couple other people. I'm not sure who they are, but they featured mainly Eric Thomas. Honestly, like, he is so legit. If you're feeling uninspired, put on some ET, because there's something about that man and the way he speaks that just is like, you feel like you need to go run a marathon right now, like at this very moment. So, no, I'm done, Eric. I didn't say I wanted to listen to you again. All right, so what's next? So we can choose to use our failures to strengthen and learn, or we can allow our failures to cripple us and continue to tell us that we're not capable and make us quit before it's time to quit. Look at that dude. Like, he's like a finger length away and quit, you know, and we see that a lot in this business. And the reality of it is that some people in this business, most people in this business won't make it. And I would feel safe to argue that it's because they quit too soon. So we have to just decide that that's not going to be us. And the reality of it is, even if it takes 3, 4, 5 years, it's still better than 20, 25, 30, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's definitely worth that investment and the commitment. So failure, we have a choice how we get to use it. And hopefully this team uses it the right way, because we rock, I'm just saying. So that is the end of the presentation. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Very good.
Yep, it was good. I enjoyed it.
An ET. Hey, Furman, I didn't even know he popped on.
Somewhere in the middle of your slideshow, he popped on.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle.
He was on before you started.
Oh, was he?
Mhm.
Oh, I moved that thing. Only shows 4 people, I think. So anything over 4.
Yeah.
So that's it for failure and how we're going to use it. What other topics do we want to talk about? We heard that Shanti has a new program coming out.
Yay!
He's going to announce it on May 12th, so that's exciting.
And it's not a dance one, so
Now,
I'm excited about that.
so if you look at the back of your box on T25, it says, what comes after gamma? Let's learn the alphabet. And it says ... delta. I don't know if that's a foreshadow or not.
Probably is.
Probably.
Because they have beta, alpha and beta. I have that one, I think.
Yeah, beta. So there's alpha, beta, gamma, and now there's been nothing. So we have 10 minutes.
What is it? What is after gamma? Is it rho? Alpha, beta, gamma, rho?
Mm.
I don't know. It said delta on T25.
Yeah.
We'll
We
see.
shall see. All I know is it's going to be hardcore because he's super ripped.
Yeah, he's looking really lean.
Yeah,
Very lean. He's been putting out some great modification videos lately. I'm like,
he is.
love it. I love it. So what else is big news? So All Access Challenge Pack is extended until August. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Yeah.
Crazy. But think of it from a marketing perspective. Don't say it's available through August, right?
Yeah.
So the first of every month, oh my gosh, it extended again, you know? And
Yeah.
it's not lying to the people. It's just marketing strategy.
Making it urgent. Because if they think they have to August, they wait till August.
They sure will, even though they
Wait
want
till
to be sexy
August
before
freaking 30th to buy that thing.
Mhm. I'll be sexy for Christmas. So that's really exciting. What else happened? Who's been watching all the stuff in Punta Cana? I'm like, dang it.
I know.
Dang it.
They said Swift Shop is awesome.
Yeah. And you see all the people that we know that are getting put in
Yeah.
the group? Like,
Yeah.
dang. Super cool. One of the girls that I follow, I don't know how I got connected to her. Her name is Jamie Phelps, and she started Country Heat at over 330 pounds, I think. And she got shouted out multiple times by Autumn because she was always on, you know, her social media sharing her dancing and stuff. And she's lost, I think, 90 some pounds.
Right.
She's at the Success Club trip, and she got pulled up on stage by Chris Downings. And today,
Yes, I saw that. Okay.
yeah, and today she's like, I have a big announcement to make tomorrow. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're part of the test group.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot
How
of
do you
people,
get in that?
they have to pick you. Usually it's just elite
Maybe it's,
coaches.
like, anywhere to be like, sign up for the new one, or I don't know.
Yeah, I think mainly it seems to be elite coaches, but they do pick usually a couple of unknown, you know, coaches, and I think she's been standing out because of her weight.
I read into it, and it may have changed. I read into it at one time that you've got to like live in the LA area, and you have to sign a contract that you'll strictly follow the nutrition program. And
Well, that's to be in the video. To be part of the test group, you don't have to. She lives here in Florida.
okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and Bonnie's here in Florida. Her and Andrew are part of the test group.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I knew I read something about the different programs. And
Yeah.
I guess Now that you say that, I guess it is the filming of the programs.
Yeah, and it just depends. Like when they did Max 30, that was in New York, and everybody had to agree to be in New York for like 90 days.
Right.
Yeah. So that's pretty exciting. That program's going to be awesome. So excited.
I'm really excited about those ones.
Yeah.
That's what I
And
was telling Kim.
oh, go ahead.
That'd be one of my first programs to do overseas. So
Cool. You know what your internet
Could
connection is
be.
going to be like?
I mean, I don't know, but I mean, my last appointment, my internet connection was fine. I mean, I played Xbox Live and streamed videos and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, it's just usually kind of expensive, but
Yeah.
eh.
I remember Craig paid like, it was like $100 a month or something like that for basic
It all
internet.
depends on how you do it. If you're on a bigger base, it's usually cheaper. But when
Right.
it's more expensive is when you have to buy your own satellite. They'll come out and put up a whole satellite, and it's like $4,000 a month. But so you
split it.
split it up in between people, and you run your lines and all that kind of stuff. I think last time mine was like $95 a month.
Ooh. That's that separation pay going straight to internet.
Oh yeah, straight to internet. But
Crazy.
I think it'll be fine. If anything, I'll watch the videos as best I can and take it to the gym.
Yeah.
And do it in the gym.
Yeah.
And just set it up like a circuit. Write the exercises on a card and just set it up like a circuit.
Yeah. Well, you can download them too. Don't forget. So you can download up to 7 on your computer from Beachbody On Demand.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So if you can, I mean, if you've got the type of resources to do a download, you can do that too.
Yeah, that's what I
Maybe
recommend.
something that I
for
do.
people.
So you're not having to stream it.
Right.
Just that the night before or whatever, just go ahead and
Mm-hmm.
download the next day's workout.
Yep.
And so you have it on your computer.
Yeah.
And
I would tell people that are like going camping and stuff like that, download your workouts before you go, and then they're good to go. Yeah.
Mhm.
So who saw, because one of the things that we thought was really cool when they announced UV2 was that it had a kids section. Did you guys see that there's going to be a whole kids section with all the celebrity trainers contributing workouts to that section of Beachbody On Demand?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I
I
didn't see.
know,
Yeah.
I know Tony Horton. Tony Horton's got Tony and Kids.
Tony and the
Is that what
Kids,
it's
yep.
called? And then Shaun T's got a kids program.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's going to be contributing to it, which is, I'm just like, dude, no one can touch Beachbody. Like Kim was so funny yesterday because we were talking about when they extended the sale. I was like, I don't understand how they're making anything. She's like, dude, they're making so much money. They're just giving crap away. Like,
They no longer have to produce like things like DVDs. They're like, yeah, they're all online.
yeah.
It's a huge money saver for them, so they can totally find a price value that's going to hit best for them.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh my gosh, man. Like there's no reason to like do anything different. Even if you are a gym rat, to have this option in the house for the days that you can't get to the gym or you want to work out with your kids, or I can't tell you how many friends back home couldn't get to the gym this year because they couldn't open their door because there was 4 feet of snow in front of it, you know? And I'm like, this is perfect. Hello. It's been like a week and a half since you've been to the gym because you can't drive your car down the road. Like what could you have been doing in the meantime, you know?
And in Florida, it rains all the time.
Yep. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like I need to just like hit people. Like it's just so frustrating. You know, you feel like you just want to like deck someone in the head. Like, come on. Like, what's wrong with
That's part of fitness, period. People have to want to make that change.
you? That's true.
And it's just what you was talking about today. But a lot of people don't start because they either limited by not losing weight before, or, I mean, you battle what other people say to you in your head all the time.
That's true.
So it's
and
with anything with a coach, you have to, it's a process getting people ready to actually commit and do something.
Yeah.
Because it's like you said, it's usually not the money, because I bet you if it was something they really want, they'd find the money to
Yeah.
do it. So
Girl,
it's,
they're going to GNC and drop $60 easy. No thought about it, you know?
yeah, give them a pill and they'd spend $100.
Well, they
Yeah.
probably also have
X-
gym
XM3.
memberships that they bought at the beginning of the year.
Gyms
It was
are
a
not
New
cheap.
Year special, like New Year, New You. And they were like, yeah. And then it's like, how have you used that gym membership?
Yep.
Yeah, we sat on ours, what, 2 years?
Yeah, that's where the questions come into play, you know? All the questions that you ask.
Yeah.
I mean, we have that ultimate system, but you can also ask your own questions.
Absolutely.
That may help, you know?
Yep.
But we talked a little bit about it on the accountability call, talking about the psychological battles that you have to fight. Just and just same thing you were talking about, you and Kim, as far as like us being perfect. I mean, if you're always killing your workout in your video and this, that, and the other, people are going to be intimidated and say, well, you know, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And or you're in such better shape than me that I can't do the same workout. And I just always try to stress that these workouts even kill the people that are in the best shape. They're made for progression. All of them are made for progression, and you can get as much out of it or as little out of it as you choose.
Yep.
There was a
We have
video.
about 30 seconds, just FYI.
Oh,
Yeah.
there was even a thing where they talked about Sean T doing max 30. He like couldn't get past like 16 minutes of his
Yeah.
own program.
His own workout.
He's like, Sean T's got to write his own name on the board.
Yeah. But I feel like that in my boot camp sometimes. I'm like, dude, why did I write this like this? This sucks.
Yeah, everyone this snappy too.
I try to make stuff like that. It's like, yes.
Yeah. Like, dude, this sucks. I don't know why I did this.